Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Have you heard of the Vatican City? It is located in downtown Rome, Italy, with an area of about 0.44 hectares. Very small, right? But because this Vatican City has the Pope as its head of state, the Roman bishop and the head of the Catholic Bishops' Convention around the world, it is said that every word of the Pope has an influence that can move the world. There's a cathedral inside this Vatican City. It's St.Peter Basilica. The cathedral was said to have been built on the tomb of St. Peter, the Bible saying, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it." The meaning of the name Peter is a rock, and it is a church where the birth of the Bible becomes a substance, where Peter is now buried as a rock under Peter's Basilica. The cathedral, designed by Michelangelo and other leading architects of its time, was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984. St. Peter's Basilica, which is far from Korea, recently had an issue with Korea. The statue of Korea's first priest, Father Kim Tae-gun Andrea, was erected at St. Peter's Basilica. The figure is dressed in a traditional Korean costume with a god and a doppo kind of traditional robe. It stands out even more because his name is written in Korean below the statue. As a result of efforts to promote Father Kim Dae-geon to Catholic churches around the world in commemoration of the 200th anniversary of Father Kim Dae-geon's birth, he has selected as a UNESCO World Memorial in 2021. And the film Birth was produced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of his birth. Due to this, actor Yoon Si-yoon, who played Kim Dae-geon, during the construction ceremony on September 16, 2023, visited Peter's Basilica at the Vatican and participated in the construction ceremony. However, this statue is located on the outside of the cathedral, and some foreigners as well as Koreans have never heard of Father Kim Dae-geon. So, I made this video to let many people know about it. Father Kim Dae-geon's statue is the first Asian and first for a saint who is not a founder of the religious order, and it is more meaningful because he has the title of the first priest of Koreans. Shall we find out about Father Kim Dae-geon's life together? Kim Dae-geon's family moved to Yongin, Gyeonggi-do, to avoid persecution of Catholics for generations, and was baptized when French missionary Father Pierre Mauban came in 1836. At this time, 3 new students were selected, and 3 criteria for selection at that time. 1. Under the age of 16, not secularized. 2. Must be a person who learned religious life from an early age because his parents are Catholics. 3. Must be willing to become a priest. Kim Tae-gun was all in line with it. 최양업 Thomas, Kim Tae-gun Andrea, and 최방재 Francisco was selected. They left the border between China and Joseon with Father Yubangje Pacifico, a Chinese priest, after about 7 months. In June 1837, they arrived in Macau and took a priest class. He learned Latin and French to study theology, philosophy, geography, history. In February 1842, Cecile, the captain of the Aragon of France, said he wanted to go to Joseon and ask for an interpreter, and when the Kim Dae-geon answered in Latin, Father Mestre can move to French, so that they board on the Aragon. As a result, Kim Tae-gun visited the signing site of the Treaty of Nanjing on his way back to Joseon, and his knowledge expanded. But in September 1842, Captain Cecile was unable to make any further trips due to the large number of patients on board and the short duration of his trip. After that, Kim Tae-gun was ordained as a Catholic diacon in December 1844. When he entered Joseon for a while, he purchased a ship worth $5,400 and named it Raphael. On April 30, 1845, he left Jeomulpo port with 12 Catholics for Shanghai. This ship, sailed just seeing a compass and almost sank in the West Sea. But Kim Dae-geon finally came to Shanghai with the help of a Chinese captain, is welcomed by the British consul. On August 17, 1845, he was ordained as a Catholic priest by Bishop Zhang Joseph Pereo, the Third Catholic Diocese of Joseon, at Jinjiashan Cathedral in Shanghai, becoming the first Korean priest. A week later, on August 24, the first Catholic Mass will be held at Shanghai Huangdang Cathedral, Derek Rimmers from Shanghai's Jinjiashan Cathedral. Then, on August 31, Father Kim Dae-geon left Shanghai port on the Lafayette with Bishop Perel and Father Davley to enter Joseon. 3 days after departure, he drifted from Jeju Island after encountering a storm in the West Sea, but he arrived safely on October 12 in Nabawi downstream of the Kumgang River. Kim Tae-gun, who arrived in Joseon in October 1845, took care of Catholics in the difficult situation of persecution due to the martyrdom of missionaries in Hanyang and Gyeonggi Province until December. What was more urgent than the expansion of the church was the development of routes necessary for the entry of foreign missionaries and communication with the missionary department. So, Kim Dae-geon figured out this ship route. Catholic missionaries came in and tried to hand over a map of the route to China to a Chinese fishing boat, but were arrested and tortured by government officials patrolling near Yeonpyeong Island. Even in prison, he highly appreciated his knowledge, so made a book on world geography, and he used his routine skills to paint the world map made in England to translate Korean and dedicate it to King Hanjong. Some officials feel sorry for his knowledge and said save his life. However, the main argument is that Kim Dae-geon trusts Catholic, which is forbidden in Joseon, and finally was beheaded as a Catholic priest in Saenamto the next day, and he worked a path of martyrdom. On July 5, 1925, Pope Pius XI proclaimed him the Blessed. Pope John Paul II canonized as a saint on May 6, 1984, and is now enshrined as the patron saint of the clergy of the Korean Catholic Church. Father Kim Dae-geon died at the young age of 25 from 1821 to 1846, but based on his faith, he is paying attention to the spirituality that overcame his weak constitution and led to martyrdom. Furthermore, considering the situation in Joseon at the time, Joseon emerged as the only Catholic country that accepted religion on its own without the help of missionaries. But this Catholic faith moved from the noble class to the common people, creating an anti-social atmosphere that people are equal before God. Among them, Father Kim Dae-geon's activities can be seen as a big leap forward in the era of the constant persecution of Catholics in Joseon. For this reason, the St. Peter Basilica in the Vatican, which is very far from Korea, held a Mass in Korean, saying hymns in Korean. And performed Samungori in Peter Square, and the sculpture of Han Jin-seop and the statue of Father Kim Dae-geon, which was very meaningful for Koreans. This video was made not only just for Koreans, but also visitors to St. Peter's Basilica from all over the world could easily understand it. So I hope it will be helpful for those who watched this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.